It's a hot one today, boys. So, just wanted to come out of the sun for a minute, get in the shade here, and talk to you guys about Rec 90 gasoline. Now, if you own anything with a carburetor or TBI, anything that's 2-cycle, a mower, a weed eater, a chainsaw, if you own any of these products, you're going to want to pay attention to this video. Now, we all live in a world where we've got the new stupid gas cans that are sealed up. They're a pain to use, they suck. All right? We also live in a world where suddenly fuel doesn't last as long. We've got to put stable in and all kinds of things. And if you leave gas open, it's no good within like a week or two. In a sealed can, you're lucky to get a month before it starts to degrade so much you can't use it in your implements. And suddenly, we're starting to have to take our stuff in because our carbs are getting all gummed up. And things won't run, and carbs are having to be replaced. Now, I've had chainsaws for 10 years that never had to have the carburetors replaced, but all of a sudden we do. That's ethanol. All of that is ethanol. They put 10% ethanol in pretty much every gas you get at the pump now. But luckily, I finally am out of that circle because my town finally got Rec 90 gasoline. Rec 90 gasoline is a 90 octane, no ethanol added. All right, this stuff is exactly what you need in order to make your equipment run longer and better, to not have the losses from sending it into the shop, not have the losses from bad gas. Really, if you have something with a carburetor, especially if you've got an old car or an old truck that has a carburetor, you should not be running ethanol in it. All right, if you choose to, that's your choice. I'm just telling you, they're not designed for that. And I know that there's some guy out there going, what's this redneck know? What's he know about ethanol? What's he know about alcohol? Hello? Rednecks know about alcohol. We got no problem understanding why we put this in sealed jars. Because if you open it and leave it open, moisture gets sucked into it. It becomes not as strong. That's why they age it in barrels that are sealed. That's why we put it in jars with lids that seal. It's not that hard to understand. Alcohol is a very basic thing. If you take alcohol, put it out in the air, it's going to draw moisture. That's going to water it down and make the alcohol content go lower. Go pour straight moonshine in your car and see how far you go. You ain't going that far, I can promise you. Because cars are not built to run on alcohol. They say it cleans things up. Not in small engines. And in 2-cycle, it thins down the oil that you're already putting into it. All right, these engines don't have oil on their parts. They're internal. So the oil you're mixing with your fuel matters. And if you've got ethanol in there, you're thinning that oil. All right, so you've got to go buy special 2-cycle oil, they say. No. The truth is, Rec 90 is what you need. If you're going to run any of these implements, if you're going to run a TBI truck or car, or a carbureted truck or car, you should be running Rec 90. If it's available, I don't care if it costs like $1 more a gallon like it does in my area. Because I have no problem paying that. Because if you figure it out, on my equipment here, that just cost me like over $100 to get a brand new carb sent in and put on. All right? And it took me having it down for almost 3 weeks waiting for the part. All right? The chainsaw, my Husqvarna 460, I ran it 10 years with no problem. Suddenly, I have to have a new carburetor. When they pulled it apart, it was full. I mean full of buildup and crap. It wasn't that way before. I pulled it apart and cleaned it before. The point is, it's ethanol. The ethanol in there, when it sits over winter in any of these things without the stay-bill or all the other stuff, then automatically it takes and it just breaks down, sucks in moisture because it's not in a sealed container truly, and it just seeps out and it just messes everything up internal. The reality is that alcohol is really not made to be done like this. Now, I want to go a step further on this because yes, we could have vehicles that are truly made for alcohol. We have vehicles for hydrogen, but the internal combustion motors they use have like stainless steel lifters and many other parts because if not, they just chew them up. And if you go look at E85 motors, they have different internal components. They're beefier, but all of our regular vehicles aren't. So you're just throwing 10% mixed in with the same old metal that's always been run with gasoline, but you're running alcohol as part of your mixture. That can't be good for parts on the long-term wear. And it's terrible for two-cycle stuff. Absolutely terrible. Now, spending $1 more a gallon seems like a lot. But if I can keep one piece of equipment from failing and the lost time, the lost money of parts, or maybe even shop fees, I automatically made all that money back. It's a simple no-brainer. If you have it available to you, use it. And if you don't think the extra price is worth it, add up what you spend in stay bill or whatever you use to treat your products so they can sit all winter. Or what it costs you to buy new gas cans. Because the only reason we have these stupid new sealed gas cans is that everybody got smart and said if we put ethanol in that, they're not going to have good gas and they're going to figure it out. So let's just make everything sealed gas can from now on and say it's safety. It's not safety. It's the fact that ethanol gas draws moisture and would be no good in a week or two if you left them in the open vented containers. These are the simple facts, guys. And I'm not getting political on this. I don't care how you look at it. If you believe, and I know a lot of farmers are going to be pissed off about me saying this, but technically, while it is a renewable resource, as we call it, it's still being subsidized. All right? If somebody stopped giving the guys the subsidy to grow corn, do you think they'd grow corn? Not unless the price went up. And if the price went up, your price at the pump would go up. So the government subsidizing it is the only thing holding that price down right now. Now, I don't care what you do. You're welcome to do as you please. But the reality is, I want my equipment to run. I don't want to buy gas and have to use it within 2 weeks. I want to be able to have my vehicles not sit there and have a whole tank of gas turn bad because I'm not driving my truck for 2 weeks because I'm doing something else. I'm on a different job site or something. I don't want my chainsaws to sit in my garage in the winter, and even though I go out and start them, to have them gum up before spring comes because I've got a bunch of alcohol in the tanks that's dissipating out and also is sucking moisture in, lowering the content of the octane to make it so it won't start, or gumming up my internals. Rec 90 is something that I hope all of you have in your town because until recently we haven't. And I've had to go all over to pick it up. I know some people that are going in and buying the pre-mixed Rec 90 type fuels from different stores like Tractor Supply to run in their equipment, and they get charged out the butt for that. But if we can do what we got to do because we want to keep our stuff out of the shops, keep it running, and not have damage. And if you've got Rec 90 in your area, I highly suggest you go buy some. Use it. Even just running in your equipment, you will see the difference. I promise you. If you are a person, you know, like I have fuel injected cars, I have the 2 Hondas, and I run ethanol through them. But if you have something that's got a TBI like my truck, go run like half a tank of this stuff through there. I promise you, it will run better after you run that half tank through there. The reality is that this gas turns to junk. It really does, very fast. And these components are not made to run on ethanol. No gas tank, no mower manufacturer, no weed eater manufacturer, no chainsaw manufacturer are going to go, yeah, we built this exactly for ethanol, because they don't. They don't. The reality is, this is what we do in this country. It doesn't mean that all our yard components and tools and farm tools and everything else is rated to use this fuel. That's on the consumer. So if you see it and if it's available, try it out. I think you're greatly going to appreciate this video, and you appreciate yourself for taking the time, spending the extra money to go buy that fuel and run it in your equipment. And I think that your service people are going to be a lot more pissed off at you, or your backyard mechanic or whoever, because you're going to see them a lot less. And just to all the farmers that are going to get upset with this video, I'm sorry, but I know you guys, all your small motor stuff and mowers and your conveyors, you're running this Rec 90, so don't play like you're not. And with that said, if you haven't already, and I don't know why you wouldn't have by now, come on guys, go down, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell so you see all of our upcoming videos. Give us a like, let us know in the comments what you think. Do you use Rec 90, or do you have something else available to you that you can get? Do you think ethanol sucks? Let me know down in the comments. Let me know how you feel, and let me know if you guys know what real alcohol is. because I think anybody who's got a little red on their neck or a little blue on their collar, you know what's up. And I'll see you guys in the next one.